What's the motherfucking deal? What's on my mind? I would like to welcome you to the den. I like this place we call the den. I'm glad that you could join me this evening, wherever in the world that you may be. I hope that life is treating you well. I hope that all the blessings of the world fall upon you and only you, which I guess kind of messed up for the other few people who are in here, because they won't get any blessings. So share with your brethren. But no, seriously, welcome to the end. I am your host, Ed Honcho, man. I'm glad that you are here. A lot to discuss. Show up on the thing here. Okay, there we go. Cool. A lot to discuss. We're going to talk about tonight something a little bit different. You know, I think that I've been saying that Dina's been getting real soft, right? And I think it's my fault. I think it's my fault that the Dina's gotten soft. I think that it's my fault that, you know, that we've gotten all lovey-dovey with one another, right? It's no big deal, though. It's good. I think it helps build the community. And then, you know, as new people come in, we'll harass them. And then eventually they become part of our community. But let's see who we have joining us. We're going to talk about a few things and then get into some very good conversation. Cultured, Don of the Discord. What's the motherfucking deal? How you doing this evening, sir? John from New York, my favorite New Yorker. What's the motherfucking deal? Oh, man. Cardi B and Meg. 17. What's the motherfucking deal? That's disgusting. Sweetberry. How are you doing this evening, ma'am? The Lady Grace. How are you doing this evening, Miss K. Grace? Miss Bell. I hope all is well. How are you this evening? Mr. Newhouse. What's the motherfucking deal? The lovely Jess Sarah. How are you doing this evening, ma'am? Roscoe. What's the motherfucking deal? What's the motherfucking deal? Be Roscoe in the building. Hope all is well, sir. Broderick of House Brooks. What's the motherfucking deal? Doodly Mexicans. What's going on with the Mexicans? I personally am a fan of the Mexicans. Beyond a funny nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? And if I missed you, I ain't diss you. Let's talk about it, right? So, the question being proposed here is, who can tell women the truth? And you're probably saying, Honcho, what are you getting at? You know, we can handle the truth. What are you trying to say? That who can tell? Anybody can tell women the truth. We're tough, we're strong, we're independent. We can handle the truth. This is not factual, okay? Ladies, you know, I love you all. I think the den ladies are especially wonderful types of women. But I think it's been proven here in the den, as well as in many other places, the den and the den Discord. Make sure you're part of the den Discord. That is a big part of the conversation. And make sure you're following over here. So I guess like I gotta look at this virtual non-existent spot over here. Like over here, make sure you're following those social medias right there. I'm over here pointing at a wall. I don't see shit, but it looks like I'm pointing some shit right over there. Fuck social medias. Make sure you follow those on all the proper platforms. I'll tell y'all sometimes I think about stupid stuff back here, and I fucks with y'all, man. I fucks with y'all. And I'm reading the chat, and I see where, you know, Beyonce is my girl, Miss Bell. And in my head, I'm imagining Miss Bell responding, my nigga Beyond, right? And such a simple thing doesn't sound hilarious. But if you're a part of certain conversations, especially in the Discord, I know Miss Bell said she would never say such a thing except for maybe 5 times in her life. It sounds really, really funny. But no, but guys, we're talking about women and saying why women can't be told the truth. Let's be honest, right? We've had some conversations in the den that are, most people may not be privy to having or, may not get to be a part of. And I think we like to hold each other's feet to the fire when it comes to, I won't call it battle of the sexes, but I'd say, these conversations that involve, you know, members of the opposite sex, when we have these conversations with one another. So, me, being a man, of course, a straight man, as he should, I'm going to side with the fellas, right? And I'm going to be honest, it can be very difficult to tell a woman the truth. I don't think women truly want to hear the truth. They want to hear things that make them feel good, right? That my thing is, I don't necessarily blame women for not being able to handle the truth. And y'all are gonna sit here and y'all gonna get mad. I can handle the truth, Honcho. These are generalities. We're speaking in general. So I know how y'all gonna come when the phone line opens up. I know what y'all gonna say. I know how this goes, right? I'm just speaking in generalities. This is no one specific that I'm pointing to in the den. No specific conversation that's been had. I'm just speaking about my own personal experiences with the opposite sex. But women don't want to hear the truth, right? And the reason why is because how we raise women in America. And especially now, with everything being what you would call equal, right? And there's an imbalance when it comes to equality. Like, all the rights essentially are the same. Everything is pretty much on par for the most part. But we raise women not to necessarily take the blame for things, right? They're not held, we don't hold girls accountable in the same way we hold little boys accountable. Little boy can do something, break some shit, he's a little badass. Little girl can do something, it's a mistake, it's an accident. Or that's kind of how it's handled. Boys are generally punished tougher than girls. I mean, you just look at the legal system. I mean, that's a fact. It could be the same case as far as the same law being broken. You just switch the sexes up, and women generally get much lighter sentences than men. I mean, it just is what it is. So when we tend to shield women from a lot of things growing up young, and men are taught to do this, I think when it comes to a situation where you're going to say something, most men have to say something that's probably going to upset them, like they sugarcoat it, or they handle it with kids' gloves, like they don't want to be direct with it, right? You just treat women nicely. Don't do like, women may not believe it, but 99% of the time you're getting special treatment from men. You know what I'm saying? Because they're raised that way. Unless they were just raised shitty, like, then you're not. They don't know any better. But most men are giving you special treatment. You're probably not paying attention to it because it ain't the guys that you want the attention from. So you're not realizing it, but it's true. That's what's happening. So in that sense, when you're not used to a certain thing, the person who is delivering the message, the man who would be delivering the message, you can't tell them the truth because you're taught, to handle women a certain way. Then I don't think most women are receptive of the truth when it's negative, especially coming from a man. We've seen Professor Trill call in several times, right? Say things that were true. And women have agreed with what he said. But the manner in which it was delivered was not friendly. it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't soothing. You know what I mean? It wasn't comfort. It wasn't, didn't make me feel good. And so you don't want to hear it. And so that they tune that frequency out, don't want to hear the message. So then you're not receiving something that may be truth because it's not in the fashion that you want to hear. So like I said, I believe when it comes from men, most women don't want to hear that. So what option does that leave you? You know, if men don't want to really hurt women's feelings, most men, and most women don't really want to hear the truth coming from a man, well, it leaves you with other women, right? And other women don't tell each other the truth. Like, they don't. Y'all are very dishonest with one another. I mean, honestly, like, I believe women are other women's worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to the, like, women don't have, you don't have your own backs. Like, and so women don't tell other women the truth for a couple of things. One, to always have a leg up on the next female. Two, because again, y'all are so used to everything being sugar coated and taking the, like, say, handling with kids gloves. So y'all like operate emotionally. So y'all don't want to upset each other, right? And so because you don't want to upset each other, you say these friendly, nice things and you lie to each other, right? So women aren't telling women the truth. And then, especially the worst part about it, right? Like, I'm going to be honest. It's weird because you may say it's a double standard. I mean, some shit, there's just double standards in life. It is what it is. Like, some things, you know, you're just going to get the shit end of the stick. It just kind of happens. But, like, I think women getting, like, dating advice from other women is, like, the worst thing that can happen, right? Because the majority of you, you know, want the man to be the aggressor, the approacher, all of these things, right? So in a situation like that, if you want the man to control the whole scenario, do all this stuff, like, what power do you really have? Like, so what, like, how do you apply this advice that you get is what I'm saying. You know, like, I guess maybe specific things and maybe specific scenarios could work, but it's like you're getting advice from a lot of generic advice from other women when you're not the one in control, right? So, like, if I'm giving another man advice, well, it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I mean, it's more useful because, like I said, we're going to be the ones approached. So, like, you getting approached is like a game of chance, right? So you're going to have to hope that the motherfucker you like is going to approach you. Then you can do whatever mojo. Unless you're an aggressive woman who's going to go out and, you know, let it be known that this is what I like, this is what I'm after. 99% of women ain't going to fucking do that unless you're from fucking Dallas. Then it's like 32% of women ain't going to do that. So what I'm saying is, like, the advice is kind of hit or miss. But like I said, if I'm giving a man advice, well, since he's the one doing approaching, well, this is how you should approach, this is what you should say, you know, you et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's, what's the word? I can't, like, I'm telling you, I'm going to be up all day. When I start in the nighttime, start drinking energy drinks, I'm start fucking forgetting shit. But like I say, it's just more useful with a woman. Like, what advice can another woman tell you? Wear this dress and go out to this nightclub on this day and it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a game of chance with y'all. You know what I mean? Unless you're willing to go out and pursue. So, like, to me, women getting advice from other women on how to get a man is like, how? Unless you're willing to take on a role that you normally don't take on, which most women don't take on. Like, I think that men give women better advice. If you're looking for a man, what is it going to take to keep, and you know, whatever. Like, well, wouldn't you ask a man that? And then, you know, you would say, well, vice versa. Well, why wouldn't you ask a woman what it takes to get a woman? Well, women lie, right? Like, again, and this is where we talk about the truth. And we're talking about, like, who can tell them the truth and getting the truth out of women. You ask any woman, what does she want, right? We've had this experiment many times, and I love you all again. No particular person. I'm not sending shots at anybody. This is women in general. Like this thing is almost a science, right? But you ask any woman what she wants. I want a nice guy who's going to treat me well. On the east side, what's the motherfucking deal? You know what I'm saying? And so what she's gonna tell you that you feel me? Real time, appreciate the love. That's definitely.
Grandfather always told me never trust something that can bleed for 7 days and not die. Quote.
Make sure the alerts go off. Make sure.
Honcho, you know you can't tell a hair hat nothing.
But and so my thing is this. I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with this. I was talking about getting advice. Oh, women in line about what do you ask women what does she want, right? And so it's going to be I want a nice guy who's going to treat me well and respect me and do all of this other stuff. Will Smith, and who ends up getting the girl? Well, August Alsina, right? You know what I'm saying? The crazy, unstable. Whatever else, you feel me? So it's like women say one thing but mean something else, and there's like I don't know what the internal conflict going on inside of most women is. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely believe they want to be treated well. I think that people want to be respected and not treated like shit, but in reality what women respond to and react to is something completely different. Again, like there's not even an argument about it because again we've had a significant amount of ladies, y'all agreed to it and have called in over these episodes that we've had about this conversation. Y'all know it. We've covered every aspect of it, so like I don't think that's a disagreement to be had. So if you're lying to yourself about what you want, and you can't even be honest with yourself about that, I think it's very hard for women to really truly honestly receive the truth, right? And it's unfortunate. And again, speaking in general, it's speaking huge generalities. But what I do notice is there are certain women who do respond differently. And from what I've observed, okay, this is just my experience. Doesn't mean that this is how it is across the board or anything like that. But there are a lot of women who do operate a little bit different. I won't say a lot. There are some women who operate a little bit differently. And they are receptive to these things. They are receptive. They listen to these things. They're open to hearing these conversations. And some of these women that I do know personally that are like that, they seem to have better relationships. They seem to have had long-term. They aren't switching from part to part every couple of months, like some other personalities I may know. Have finding, some people I know have found the love of their life fucking, what is this, August? Found the fucking love of their life in Corona times 3 times this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even supposed to be meeting people. How the fuck you, what? Love you, what? And then you have people, like I say, who've been doing this thing long term because they operate differently. Now, again, like I say, I don't blame women necessarily. I blame society because this is what it is. But you want to give two groups, equality. And I'm all for equality. Like, this is not saying, oh, well, let's not treat women equally. They don't deserve it. I'm not fucking saying that. I'm just telling what it is. Like, this is not a here nor there opinion. But you're giving two groups basically an even platform. And this is if we were talking about racial issues or whatever. This applies across the board. You're giving two groups equal platform, equal ability and all this other stuff, but you're treating one a little bit more special. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, there's that expectation of that special treatment. And so what I think happens, and that thing is leading to another conversation, is like, I don't think most women realize, again, like, that the majority of people are like handling them with kitty gloves. You feel me? Like, men are nice to you for no reason. Like, even if you're not the most attractive female, men, it's just like it's ingrained in you for the most part. Like, if you're a decent, human being. You're just nicer to women than you are to men, period. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like they see things like on the side, men are getting this, men are getting that, like, and feel like they're getting cheated out of something. When in reality, like, you're winning. Like you're winning on a on another level in which you can't even imagine. Have you ever seen those videos of like those people? And again, I'm going to stop ranting here in a second. I'm going to open the line. I'm going to open up for conversation. I know that there may be some opinions. Somebody may disagree with me. Somebody may agree with me. We'll see. You know, we'll see. I think everybody agrees with me so far, right? Would I be all right in saying that? And 100% complete agreement, everybody, right? I knew it. But like I said, you know, it's just a situation where I think we have this thing and where we have this movement where we're telling women that you just got the shit end of the stick and everything. It's, you know, the feminist thing. You're just getting fucked over. You're getting the shit end of the stick. It's not fair for you. It's not this for you. It's not that for you. Like, here's the deal. Like, you have a second option. Well, some of you have a second option, depending on if that's something that you would entertain, right? Like, you have stay-at-home mom, wife option. Like, that's a thing society looks at you and says, hey, well, that's okay. You know, it is what it is. What she chose to do. Nobody cares, right? Like, and it's all fine and dandy, and nobody thinks anything of it. But a lot of women are pursuing career, and there's nothing wrong with this. Like, I'm not telling y'all to be barefoot in the fucking kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Was it barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen and shit? I'll be honest, especially some of the young women these days, I wouldn't want them in the kitchen. I'm afraid of what will come out of there. But it's just like, you know, again, there's not the same expectation. Any expectation that, you know, women have is just, it's generally like placed upon themselves. And I'm not saying it's wrong to have expectations. I think everybody should. But again, like I say, when you are viewed differently and you're treated differently, but you're feeling like, well, you know, I'm going through this, and this not as fair, but you're not really realizing that you're you're receiving some type of preferential treatment. I can understand the confusion. I can understand the frustration and anger, and you know, like I say, the misconception of what's going on. So, but here's the deal. Let us open up the line. I feel like there's someone I'm supposed to mention before I do this, but I can't remember. I don't recall. So, let's get it. Oh, yeah. What was it? I saw one. What was the one? There was a chick who was on probation. I think she's like 19, 20-year-old chick on probation. Basically called her ex-boyfriend over, pulled a knife on him. Like, it's not like the first incident, it's multiple incidents. Pulled a knife on him and basically, I wish I'm probably a house arrest or something like that, and basically threatened to stab the man if he didn't fuck her, right? And when it comes to sex, especially, like, this is definitely a conversation for the future because I don't want to derail off of this. American women, Western women, extremely aggressive. Black women especially. Like, and again, we'll deep dive into this maybe in the Discord after the stream because there's some things that may not be the most YouTube appropriate conversation. But another thing, I mean, we've shifted from some of the conversations you can tell here. Some of y'all women in here are aggressive, sexually aggressive. You don't get what you want. Y'all whole mood change. Ask a woman. She get done right before the night before she go to work or something like that. She floating on air and all kind of shit, having great days at work. She ain't getting none in a week or some shit like that. She's miserable. She a torment to the whole fucking office. Like, fucking mood is shitty. Pipe her down one time and then she fucking, her whole shit changed. Like, you know, the fucking won the lottery and shit. It's like, women are fucking crazy, man. You feel me? So, I want to open this line up, but I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen. Anywho, damn, I ain't saved all this shit. Let me see. One time for the Denline. As I get this prepared. How are y'all? I hope y'all had a good weekend. Shout out to everybody who chopped it up in the Discord over the weekend were a few very interesting conversations that took place. I mean, it's always an interesting conversation, but what the fuck? You want me to log in or what the fuck is taking so long? I mean, you just got to be there for some of it. Like, I mean, that's the gift and the curse of the Discord is that, it just is what it is. It ain't no recording it. It ain't no, bringing it back. You just, well, what the fuck is going on here? Let's do this. Shenanigans and tomfoolery. I guess, probably could have logged in before. What the fuck is going on? So I have to just refresh it. Let's see why this is doing some janky shit. It looks like it's logged in, but I don't know what's going on. So, anyway, while that's happening, I will entertain you with stories of... No, we can't talk about that. I don't know. What I want to do, very soon here, honestly, is I want to find, I need 8 dead folk. What the fuck, why does it take so long? Why is it, what the fuck is everything just not popping up? Make sure you're not fucking up nowhere else. Let me fucking some shit up elsewhere. That's crazy that it took so fucking long for it to do that. I need 8 dead folk. I need who are willing to get on camera in the Discord. Like I said, it'll be a Discord thing probably, just to try it out. But I want it to be 4 fellas and 4 of the ladies. And I want to have a conversation. Maybe we can do 3 and 3. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be 4, I guess. Are we good to go here? Let's see. Because I have an idea in mind. The game. So if you would be interested in something like that, let me know. And like I said, we'll set up one of these evenings in the Discord and get it set up. Because it's we have a lot of these male-female conversations, right? Men think like this, women operate like this. And so I think it would be interesting if we can get 2 panels, if you will, right? A panel of for the ladies and a panel for the fellas. Because what happens a lot of time with these kind of conversations is, one person is speaking for the group. And so I think that if you have let's say a panel, a variety. So that's why I say I think 4 is good. So you have, a variety on both sides. Men from different backgrounds, experiences, ages, whatever it may be. And we have this group discussion, game, if you will. And I think I think certain topics get covered a little bit better because, again, like I say, you get more perspectives on it. But if you're interested in that, we'll do that in the Discord one evening. Like I say, some stuff is YouTube stuff, some stuff is Discord stuff, because I know certain conversations may get a little, crazy. So, coochie. All right, we're good. All right, let me get the number up here. Let's take some calls. Let's get some conversation going. So what I want to know tonight, before I put the line up here, do you disagree or agree? Is it hard for women to accept the truth? Is it hard to tell women the truth? Am I full of shit? I'd like to know your thoughts. I'd like to know your feelings. Yeah, put the number up while I'm doing that. And like I say, if you disagree with what I'm saying, why? And again, let's not make this a me personal thing. We're talking about in generalities and things. So if you're calling in, think of the women that you know and have dealt with. Not if you're a woman, not just yourself. If you are a man, not just your mom or not just your sister or some singular individual. I mean, I want you to think across the broad spectrum of women that you may know. And just think about, conversations that you may have had, right? How did you handle that conversation? Especially if you're a man. If you're a lady and you had to tell a friend, a female friend, something that you knew was maybe not the easiest thing to accept or take in, why? Like, I think even in situations, when we talk about telling the truth, right? And you can say, well, maybe it's because women are more loyal than men, or you can look at it however you want to. Who do you think? We'll make it one for men, two for women, right? If you were to tell a friend that their significant other was cheating on them, who do you think would be more likely to act appropriately on that advice? And I know this question's kind of weird, right? Because I'm asking if you were to tell a friend. Maybe it shouldn't be a friend. I guess I should have thought this out. This is what happens when you make shit up on the fly, right? So, who do you think is more likely, men or women, to act on a friend telling them that their significant other is cheating on them? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, nobody's mad. If you gotta get angry, I gotta start firing stuff up here. See, I was just gonna pinch, prod, and poke, but I don't want to get mad. I need anger. The voting choices again: one for men, two for women. Who is more likely to act on advice that their significant other is cheating on them? Some women will turn on you. And I mean, like, say some men will too. Absolutely. Like, some men will also. One for Biden, two for Trump. So, like I said, it's just a situation where, like, I think we've conditioned women to not accept it. But I think that when you do, when you're honest, I mean, like, completely honest with a woman, like, I think that they respond to you differently. Because I think that most women are so used to being treated a certain kind of way that when you're genuine, when you are 100% with them, at first it's uncomfortable because they're not used to being treated in such a fashion. But then it's refreshing once they understand, where you're coming from. If you're not coming from a place of malice, once they understand this is, you being genuine, you being who you are, not, making a bunch of shit up just to, piss somebody off or to try to get her, like, you're just being like, and I think it's much more appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think women honestly get that, and I don't think most women realize it. Because, like, when we have some of these conversations, like, whether debate calls you want to call it, or even in the Discord, and about certain topics. And I'm just looking at how, ladies respond to certain things and the way they view certain things. It's always different. Men and women always view. I mean, it's going to be that way. Like it should be. But like the way that ladies look at it, like it's almost, I don't think y'all realize, like I say, the way most men are kind of like handling things softly. So, it is what it is. We say, what does act mean? Act on means to actually, if it's factual that their significant other cheat, to move on. I guess that's actually, I guess I should have clarified that. Not necessarily to just confront and say, hey, you know what, I've been. Well, I guess I don't want to say move on because we're talking about truth, right? So that's a very broad. I guess that's a real generic ass question. All number ones are alike, unlike number twos. So we will confront and forgive, men will break up. Yeah, I'm sure that is definitely the direction. I think men with that type of situation, it's definitely a pride thing in there, so they're definitely not going to want to stick around. Lexington Steel, you say. Interesting. So, I guess, at this point, I don't listen to you, Heidi. You don't speak English. I can't listen to you. You give me bad advice. Heidi, this is something y'all may not know. And I was, let me not say this is the... Even though it's like, it's honestly like kind of a harmless thing. I forgot where we are, so I can't fucking say it. I really want to say it. It's really funny. I think it's really, really funny, but I can't say it. It's fucking pissing me off that So, again, I guess so what I'm assuming is I'm speaking the gospel tonight, right? Because nobody's called in, nobody's disagreeing. So I am speaking 100% truth. I'm speaking 100% facts tonight. This is what I'm supposed to take away from the lack of response. What do y'all want me to talk about? Y'all want to talk about riots in Chicago? Is that what y'all want to talk about? I'm tired of the goddamn riot. Let them burn themselves out. Let them fuck everything off. Let them figure it out. And then let the fucking police keep sweeping through. It's like, here's my deal, man. I'm kind of like in a weird spot. And I'm not in a weird spot. I've just been thinking so the more I think about the politics, the more I think about all the shit that's been going on, especially from this virus, just everything about it. I go back to realizing why I never really got super political. I've never, because all politicians are scumbags, right? They're all trash. I came across this fucking list, and I reposted it in the Den Facebook group. It was a list of politicians, over the years who have had inappropriate contact with children, right? And it's fucking disgusting to see how many names on this list, right? And again, everybody, not just Democrats, not just Republicans. Something really funny about butter? Somehow, this weekend was it...
Did you know the dull end of a butter knife is actually the spreader? Probably not. I guess who cares? Whatever.
Yesterday,
I make my own butter. No flies.
Appreciate the love, 17. I'm in here, And I just hear this fucking noise, right? And I'm not thinking about it. I'm just hearing this fucking noise going, and I'm like, it must be Scotty fucking with something. And I kind of glance and look, and I see it's Scotty fucking with something. I'm not thinking about it, but I'm just thinking like the noise goes on for quite a while. All right, Scotty, goddamn it, like stop doing whatever you're fucking doing. And I fucking turn and look. This fucking dude, Scotty, dog, has obtained a stick of butter and has eaten through a good chunk of the motherfucker, like a good chunk of butter, like has been just going hard on the butter for an adequate amount of time. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? You've been sitting here just really licking the shit out of this fucking stick of butter. You know what I'm saying? Stop judging Scotty. Scotty's being judged. Scotty's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I'm just like, this goddamn, I don't even know how he got it. Like, I have no idea how he fucking got the butter. You know what I'm saying? The reason I believe in the law of attraction is because of Scotty. Like, I'm not generally a clumsy person. Like, I'm pretty good with stuff. Usually never buy cases for my phone, so I don't ever really drop them or nothing like that. So, like, I don't ever be worried like it's stupid. Yeah, I know. But I'm usually pretty good with, like, stuff like that. This time I did, though. Because other people drop your stuff. And so, like, with food, with like anything, like I usually don't have an issue of like say dropping or losing or fumbling or anything like that. But when Scotty comes around and he stares, it's almost inevitable that somehow, some way, a piece of food ends up on the ground. Like, just some improbable shit happens and the fucking dog wins. And it bothers me, right? And it really does bother me. Because it's like somehow this dog has the ability to get his way. Like somehow, I mean, it like I have no intention, like, nah, Scotty, fuck you, you're not finna get none of this. So every now and then I throw him a little something. And it's like, but I'm like, nah, that's, and then something will fuck up. Just, it could be, I mean, it could just be anything. It just depends on, what's being made and what it is. But somehow, some way, he'll come across some food, he'll come up, man. I fucking hate the dog. Like, it bothers me. He's a fucking little butter baby. Some butter. We fucking made butter in kindergarten. It was pretty cool. It was actually pretty good. Yeah, so there's that about Scotty eating the fucking butter. But now, like I said, I guess it's odd. I guess the ladies, y'all all agree. I guess women feel it's equally as difficult to deal with one another. Is that where we are at this point? Is this what I should assume? Oh, excuse me. Okay. Well. No, excuse me. So yeah, the thing in Chi-Town, and like I said, I don't even know. I know what supposedly somebody got shot in the back or something like that, and we've set off another series of riots. I mean, I'm not even rioting, and I'm tired. You feel me? Like, yeah, Corona killed the pistachio stock. It's over with. The thing about it is like I said, it's just that we're like in a situation, right, where people are looking for reasons to get triggered. People are looking for reasons to get upset about like anything that they can get mad about. And like I said, I don't know the full details of the situation, but again, it's just the energy that's going around. Again, you can talk about outside agitators and everything else, but it comes down to like an individual thing. You decide whether or not you're going to act on, those cravings. I don't know what you would call them. Like if you want to crave to riot or something like that. But again, most people are just looking for a way to express their anger. Not that I'm justifying it. Just it is what it is. But now, like I said, you've caused so much more damage. More people get injured. Some people get killed. People get shot. I think a security guard got shot. Thought he was a cop or something like that. And so, like, it is what it is. No, they shouldn't be. I wonder if it has something to do with the name change. Let me go. I'll go look and see if it's got two. Rise when college semester starts. I'll see if it's got two accounts for you. If it might have, like I said, because I think sometimes with like name changes and stuff, it switches up the thing in the bot. But I'll see if I can go and can do it. But yeah, like I said, most folks still on iPhones. Like, how is that going to help? How is that going to help whoever got shot, right? Like, what benefit does that happen? Like, and then again, like I say, more people get injured from the riots. And then I know, well, if you're on the other side, where you're like, well, what are you supposed to do? That's just going to make us stay in the house and accept things. And no, I'm not telling you to do that. If you feel like change is necessary, then it's your right as an American to protest. Not riot. Like, because like I said, there's so much collateral damage that happens when you do this shit. And I know people are like, fuck them stores and fuck all that. Yeah, I get that. But you got to think about, like I say, the elderly folks, depending on what area you're operating. I'm not familiar with Chicago, at all, period. Other than, Rashida's Sideman Sandwich Stand, as a Chicago favorite. But, like, so I don't know, the area that they were in, if it was a nice upscale area or what. I think it was Miracle Mile or some shit like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a nice area, a shitty area, or whatever. Because, like I say, you have people who have situations who may benefit off these stores being there. You know what I'm saying? So while you're raging and you're talking about, we're overthrowing the system and all that, well, you're putting people in a worse off position as a whole. Like most folks who ain't done shit, especially like I say the elderly. And you say, oh, well, there's other stores. Well, a lot of elderly people don't have that level of mobility. They may be relying upon somebody else. They may, maybe use the public transit, which I think that's shut down out there. Like, a lot of stuff. And now there's a curfew, now there's a lockdown. And then now you're creating a situation where, more people are going to get put under the thumb of the state because if you're actually responding to one thing. Like, you got to be smarter about shit. Like, whatever you feel. Again, like I say, I'm trying to work on getting back to not being as judgmental, and just like I say, because it's about a conversation. Like, I want everybody to feel welcome. Getting back to that energy. Whatever you feel, I want to hear it. I want to know why you feel that way. That's what made the den the den. You know what I mean? So whether you agree or disagree, like, everybody should feel comfortable. But, be able to defend your own self. So if somebody get on your ass, that's part of the den. But, like, so whether you are, you pro riots, if you feel like you're angry and there's a voice that needs to be heard, that's cool. If you anti that, hey, there's a way to do anything, that's cool. But I'm just saying, like, there's always, second and third level order effects. Like, you doing this is going to cause something to happen negatively for somebody you're not thinking about. Something that you may be a cause that you may have some type of concern for, or type of person. Like, they're going to get impacted by these acts. But in the moment, you're thinking selfishly, well, everybody else is doing it. When will I ever get a chance to just fuck some shit up? And now, because of all of these riots, like, that have been happening all across. Police have developed better fucking technology. You feel me? And here you go. Yes, Mr. Down with the Discord. Like, you should drop an album. I'm waiting on it. Like, it's gonna be called Dawn of the Discord, and you got to do it with like those old No Limit pen and pixel graphics with a bunch of diamonds and shit. With a suit and a pimp cane. Like I tell you, when it gets late, I'll start thinking crazy shit. So, like my whole deal is this, man. Like, honestly, because I sit back and I'm just looking at a lot of shit and been reflecting a lot more, and just my mind state and things I believe in. Like I say, I always talk about auditing your belief system often, and I don't think we've discussed that in a while, but like I think that like your thought process should be changing or evolving or adapting or improving, or however you want to look at some form of change, but in a positive way, hopefully. Every few months, like, you should be seeking improvement. I mean, whether it's in a particular field that you're learning in, whatever it may be, but it's like you should be developing better understanding constantly. And a lot of times, like, people, well, not a lot of times, nobody's doing that. Like, percentage-wise, it's a very small amount of people who are doing that, and those people usually tend to like rise to the top, or tend to be more successful, because they are, constantly pursuing some kind of growth. And I was going somewhere with this, and then I didn't fucking AMA to do that. That's funny, because I was actually going to do an AMA yesterday in the little Discord thing, but fuck it. Since nobody else is calling me and doing it, if y'all want to do AMA, fuck it, let's do it. We got, how much time we got? We got about an hour. Okay. Yeah, we can do AMA. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, like, and I'm just kind of getting back to my belief system, and just looking at everything is just like, just looking at the world in which we're in, man. I'm like a person, man. I'm a firm believer in respect. Like, I really try my best to respect people, even sometimes maybe more than I should. But generally, like I say, if a person isn't, accosting me, they're not my family or something like that, where it's a threat or a danger, like, it just is what it is. Like, so I think about the energy that I'm going to consume, making this an issue, how big of an issue is it? Like, it's just something I can do. Like, I mean, there's different levels of shit, and, you handle it accordingly. But, my thing is mostly that I do my best, what is that, the golden rule? I do my best not to bother people too much, because I don't like being bothered, right? And a rioter is a bothersome person. So that's why I don't care for it. It disrupts the flow of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when in a time where we have all this stuff going on, there's shortages of everything as it is. And you're going, like, I can understand if you were, you're out there getting food, or, doing something like necessities, you know what I'm saying? Like a situation like, I won't say all, but there have been natural disasters where you've seen situations where people are stealing food and shit like that. Like, if there's nothing going down, like, I'm going to be real with you. If I have no other option, man, look, I'm going to eat. You feel me? Like, that's just what it is. So I'm not going to condemn somebody who feel like they're on the brink of dying in a situation you don't know what's going on. You're like fuck it, get it. Like, you're like this. Your human nature is your first. I mean, survival is your first. Your first instinct. Like, you're trying to survive. Nothing else matters if you ain't fucking trying to survive. Like, you ain't gonna pass. You ain't gonna last too long in the gene pool if you fucking not trying to do that. So, like, I don't really care, honestly, about. And when I say I don't care, I'm like if somebody believes and they're all in with everything that's going on, feel free to do that. Like, I'm not judging you. I can understand why you feel that way. Do I agree with you? Absolutely not. But But I think people have to find their own growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking rescuing shoes. God damn. So, like, what happens if you fucking go looting, right, and you get arrested with the shit? So, basically, you got jammed up, and you don't even get to keep the shit, then, you know, it's like evidence. And then, like, after that, which laws just keep that shit. So, like, when you see a year down the line or something, you see fucking off-duty lawman wearing some shoes you stole, and you just got out of doing a year of jail for because you were fucking stupid and got all emotional about some dumb shit. That would that would be hilarious. But you know, and that's the craziest thing too. When some shit goes like, hey, well, I'm saying people talking about no cops, like defund them and where's the laws? Like, and that's why I say, like, honestly, you know, we get these trials, we get in the echo chamber, we talk about that, but I catch myself because I've been doing it too, and so. Like, I've been just trying to step back and get more to the center. And what I mean by that is just as an observer of what's going on in the world around us. Like, looking at it for what it is. Getting back to that mentality. Like, kind of detaching some of my emotions to certain things. Me being emotionally or feeling emotional about certain shit that, one, honestly don't even involve me is fucking dumb, right? Like, if this ain't changing my life or it's not going to impact me now or in the near future, and it's really just my opinion about somebody else, but that's a beautiful thing. We're all entitled to opinion, so that's what makes it damn great. Like, I love having an opinion, but in reality, like, my opinion's not changing until I'm not actively going in there and fixing the problem. Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, right now I'm just trying to look at things, get back to looking at things for what they factually are. And again, whatever side you are on with these things, that's on you. Like, you know, I have my personal beliefs. And the thing about that, with more information, they change. Sometimes this way or that way. Sometimes things I may have believed in at one point, may have, you know, gotten new information. I no longer support that ideology. And then, you know, I may come across something else that may have strengthened an old belief. Like, who fucking knows? You feel me? No Whataburger in California. That's what I'm talking about. Make Whataburger great again. See, that's the problem, right? Ever since that company or whatever in Chicago bought Whataburger, like, Chicago's been fucking really tripping. Like, y'all been tripping out there, but they've been really tripping, right? So if y'all give us Whataburger back, you know what I'm saying? I think things will work out for y'all. You know what I mean? So, there's that. What I stopped supporting? I say often, like, you know, I used to be a person who thought a lot like some of, you know, the BLM folks. And I won't say I'm not going anymore. I'm not marching nowhere for nothing. So, not to the point where I'm out standing in somebody's highway and blocking traffic and shit. I saw a video today, would have been me, I'd have ran some motherfuckers over. You feel me? Like, I'd have ran some motherfuckers over. Like, it was a truck trying to drive, and like, these motherfuckers like were moving back and forth across the street, like blocking this man. And I know one of them had a gun. Like, look, Jack. Anywho, yeah, like I said, I had a mentality more like that. I was much more liberal minded. You know what I'm saying? Just about stuff, you know. What is it? The quest for cosmic justice. I was on it, you know. Love everybody, love everything. We all need this. And I still feel like love and respect everybody. I try my best to love people, but I don't. It's like, because then people start doing shit, and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with folks? So, like, maybe it sounds callous, maybe it sounds fucked up, but like, and I gotta make sure I word this right. Like, I care about society. I can't stand people, but I love individuals. right? And so, like society as a whole, I care about what's best for society to keep progressing, to move forward, even if it's not in my best interest, right? Then, like when it comes to people as a whole, I can't, like the masses. When you're talking about the people, especially in America, like they do stupid shit. They support stupid shit. They celebrate stupid shit, and this is like every race, every culture. Like the shit that's most popular on television or whatever, it's usually dumbass shit, and everybody's fucking watching. Everybody's supporting it. So, like, that's not. I don't think there's anything in particular. When you see how stupid people feel, and there may be some truth to that. But and it's just like, so with people, I'm like, fuck people, dog. Like, people are trash. You feel me? But then when you get to know an individual, like, it's a beautiful thing. Like I say, like, just to hear somebody's story. I dig it, even if it's a terrible story. Like, I think it's cool to give a person a chance to tell that. Like, I think individuals, I think everybody is important. Everybody's not special, but everybody is important, in their own right. Like, you have a value on this planet, but I don't think most people are tapped in to what their value to society is. You know what I'm saying? I think most people are here waiting for somebody to come up and tell them, hey, here's your purpose, or here is, the direction you need to go in, or like, everybody's searching for the guru, everybody's searching for, like, this thing, but in reality, like, I think all that shit's in you already. Like, you ever hear, like, the pimp say, it's gotta be in you, it can't be on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's in everybody. Everybody has something in them. I think it's just about, learning how to tap in. Voting. Somebody's about voting. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I have to answer that question for you in a couple of months, depending on what happens. And I could give you a straight answer. There's some reasons why I can't just give you a straight answer right now. But you said, all right, Mr. Otis. Yeah, I agree. I think it is beautiful. Sometimes it can be painful, but I think, once you get over that and you move forward, it's good to know the truth about things, man. The truth will set you free is the same. But again, like I said, I think most people are not tapped into to their greatness. Like, I think systems are good and they're bad. Like, I think systems keep things organized. I think they should make things more efficient. They should make things more manageable. But I also, I think they can deplete creativity. You know what I mean? That's why I say, I was saying something the other day in the Discord about, I don't know if we're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean, is, what if somebody did create a better system? What if somebody does have a better idea? Right? Like, what if somebody can run this thing the right way? There's some very smart people out there with some very good ideas, right? But society is not willing to overhaul. Like, society's not willing to. If somebody says, hey, man, I got a better way where we create the fucking utopia, right? Where we're able to create the utopia with very minimal trade-offs. Everybody can work, everybody will live comfortably. There will be no poverty, and all of these things. But they say, well, what is it going to take? You'd have to be uncomfortable for 2 years and, change up the way, people be like, fuck that. Nah, we don't want to do that. Uncomfortable? American? Uncomfortable? Nah, fuck that. So, you know, we'll never. I don't think it'll change. I think it'll just be improvements upon, what's in place. And I'm not talking about like capitalism. I'm not talking about anything. I'm just talking about like the way we operate as human beings. I mean, again, maybe there was a better way. Maybe there was a better idea, right? I'm not saying I have it. I don't know who does. But even if there was one to arise, like I don't think people are willing to change. I think people are stuck in their ways so much that why would you? Right. I think adapting to the internet and smartphones, things like that, or maybe like the two. I don't know what are the big changes you could do from that. Like, I think now everything is just kind of built upon that. Because I mean, you used to think about watching old movies. Like, you ever watch old movies and see their idea of the future? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure nobody call them taking these other things. But what you notice, like, so many movies get so many different things, like, right and figured out about the future. That's pretty cool. Oh, hey, they were on point about that. They were on point. But like, you go back and you see that what nobody ever thought that we were just gonna be walking around with these fucking phones, staring at these phones. Like, you go back and watch old movies about the future. Nobody got that one right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about old. Like, you got to do prior to cell phones becoming so common. Even like when cell phones were a thing, like people still weren't imagining that people would do this. You know what I'm saying? So, no, not the philosophizer. Um, you say both candidates are pedals. I'm Democrat, but I might have to go liberal route this go around. So I don't think I've ever seen between two evils. Man, you know, who's the other one? Who's the libertarian Karen? Nobody's talking about Joe Jorgensen. There you go. Or you could vote Kanye. But my thing is just like the world is a crazy place, man. And again, I feel like it's only getting worse here in America. You have people who are committed. Like, I never thought, and again, like, this was not even something that was on my radar because I didn't even have an interest in anything like that. But I mean, just even the brief thought, and I think that's where so many people are, because so many people are concerned with the careless shit. Like, we got so much fucking celebrity worship and all this bullshit that we fucking do in this country. Find so many ways to distract ourselves from shit that's going on. And then when you see it, it's like you don't necessarily know how to respond to it because you wouldn't believe it, even though your conspiracy theorist buddy was telling you this crazy shit was happening. Like, I wouldn't believe that there were so many people inside of America that wanted America to basically burn down. Right? But it's not because they hate America. It's really because they hate their own circumstances. But they blame America for that, right? And it's crazy. It's really crazy because even when I was much more liberal-minded about things, like, it was never a thought in my mind, like, this country ain't great. It could definitely have some improvement, but it was never a point where, like, this motherfucker just needs to burn down and fuck everybody in it. Like, it's wild, right? So, to me, like I said, when you're just not paying attention and you start seeing it, it like opens your eyes. You're just like, man, what the fuck is really going on around here? So, my thing is just like, it's just, I don't know. I think people need to wake up. That's why I encourage people, like, just do something, participate into something that you like, you're against, you know what I mean? Or that's kind of the opposite of your cause. But again, like, we want to be in this comfort zone. We don't want to hear anything that could possibly make you upset. And so we become soft. We, as America, like, we become soft, and we're encouraging the softness. Like, we're promoting being soft. We know how much the television controls the message. We know how much, now the phones and everything, that the media, how much is controlled. We know who controls the media. We know what these people are up to. We know what they're into. All of us know. But we still consume it. We still watch it. We still fuck with it. Like, we still... we still entertain this shit. We know what's going on. We know the people behind us. We know what they're all about. But why? Because if that shit went away, we'd have to deal with ourselves. The reason why we as humans are not as productive as we should be is because we found ways to fucking distract ourselves from our own personal greatness. And we're steadily searching for more ways to do it. Like, we look for ways to occupy our mind with frivolous shit, with pointless shit, with shit that is not going to benefit you at all. And it doesn't take, I'm going to say it, in the grand scheme of things, if you look at your life as a whole, depending on how long you've been alive and how long you may live, like, it doesn't take very long to develop a skill or an understanding or an ability. If you would go and look at probably like your average person, look at the amount of television that they've watched. If you look at the amount of television they've watched probably in the last 4 years, your average American has probably, no, I'm not going to say probably, I know for a fact, has probably done fucking 3 semesters of college worth of television in a fucking year. You know what I'm saying? Easily. Like, and I think that's on the low ball. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what the amount was, monthly, weekly, but I had a number. And the number for black folks especially the number for black folks was higher. The number was higher upon average compared to all races. The number for Asians, significantly lower upon average. There's little things that you can look at, little numbers that say a whole lot. And again, I'm the same person that says, statistics can tell any story you want them to, right? So it is what it is. You say you think I'm a little hard on black women. I'm hard on y'all because I love y'all. And it's not that, right? It's not that, right? And here's the thing. I have, yes, especially if I've said, multiple times that I only date black women. That's my attraction. That's my thing. So that's what I'm paying attention to. That's what I'm observing. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm not, I don't know what necessarily other cultures or maybe the interracial conversation. Maybe there may be different conversations, different groups and different segments have a different conversation. I only know, the conversation I'm seeing. And I think the numbers, the statistics, and things that go with it, they say something. And again, it has to be a cultural thing, right? It has to be a cultural thing because it's just significantly different. I was speaking with someone prior to the stream about what we were going to talk about. And there was a few interesting comments that were made. But the thing is, most women don't want the truth. And you may want it. And again, I think when we do, like I said, it's a breath of fresh air. When a woman is accepting of it, I know some women who, they take it, may not like it, but they sit on it, they think about it, and they realize, especially when you're, again, like I say, being genuine is not a situation where you're trying to, come up or get something from somebody, and then they realize, okay, well, this person is telling me something out of my best interest, or, whatever. Come across a lot of women where you say something, and it is blown out of proportion, and it could be 100% true. It doesn't necessarily have to be disrespectful, but it's something that, maybe a person doesn't want brought up or something like that. But again, like I say, each individual operates differently, so I can't say, maybe how you would respond to a situation compared to the next person. But I'm just, it's, if I was to say the odds of women being receptive to a truthful, honest, completely honest conversation, I would say like 20% are. And I think that's being a little generous. Like, I think like 20% of women are really willing to sit and listen and have that conversation. Man, I can't go full Tommy. Man, that's definitely not the lick. But here's my thing, like, because I love black women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tommy's thing is the angle that people perceive is attacking black women. And, it is what it is. So, like, that couldn't be my premise, because it wouldn't be me. I'd be miserable. Love black women. But when I see trash, like, I have to point it out. You know what I'm saying? I have to point out the fact that that's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? That's not acceptable. That's the problem. When the things that aren't acceptable are being embraced more than things that are. The things that are negative or detrimental to a society, a culture, a group, whatever it may be, and you're embracing these things. Like, I got to point that out. And so it's not that I don't think I'm being too tough. I'm just thinking that, like I said, that's part of it. Like, being honest, like, some of this shit, like, part of the honesty, the truth, some things we'll be doing that people be encouraging and talking about, it's bad. It's really, really bad. Like, that WAP video, right? I'm not going to watch it. I have no interest in watching it. Right? Even though I'm sure, you got half naked, or probably 3/4 naked women in it, and whatever else is going on, right? I like thick girls. I like a little TNA. I like all of these things. Why am I not interested in watching this? The reason why I'm not interested in watching this is because it perpetuates, again, the bullshit, especially in the black community. Cardi B is not black. And, she said a shit ton of shit about black women. And black women still embrace her. Like, because they relate to that trash personality. And I hate the fact that, and it's, black folks, more so than anybody, like, we correlate black with, like, a lot of this low-class ghetto shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, motherfuckers embrace this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's 100% hot garbage. Like, I think she's the scourge of the earth. Like, I think it's terrible. But it's not her fault. And again, this is one of those situations where you're like, well, Andre, you're talking about you can't tell women the truth. You're not holding any of them accountable. You're not giving me blame. There is no reason she should have ever been propped up and put up on a pedestal in the first place. But apparently, because it's not straight men, they're not listening to Cardi B. We've had this conversation before. Who's listening to Cardi B? It's women and, LGBT people. Men are not listening to this. But then what comes out and what happens is you have all this stuff. We talked about it the other day. Matter of fact, I think it was Man Up that actually brought this conversation up, I think a while back. And then it's funny that this comes out now. Talking about the music and being misogynistic. Men or because he was, I forgot who he said what artist it was, but was talking about men calling women bitches and hoes and all this other stuff. But listening to these female rappers, what the hell, fuck that bitch and use this nigga for a bag. My pussy this, my pussy that, my pussy worth this. It's like you're promoting prostitution, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like you're advertising yourself in the form of a prostitute. These are women. Nobody's making them fucking. Yeah, we talked about butter earlier in the various forms of butter. We won't get into butter faces too, but my thing is just like, that's women promoting that to women, like, and these are the same ones who saying, "Oh, it's okay, you let your daughter listen to this." Man, you got me fucked, right? And so it's like, when I talk about black women especially, it's like, where are the positive black role models, especially for black females, especially that society here, they don't. You know what I'm saying? And black folks too encourage these fucking whores. I have no better way to say it. You promote one whore who's not even black, and you letting her, she's your icon of black culture, right? That's what y'all did. I mean, and I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying this is what it is. And it's the same one that's calling black women roaches and scum and all that other shit. But hey, promote her. She's a queen. Whatever. The Stallion, all of this stuff. Had got some fake titties in the rap career, and now this, and it's just like, encouraging all these women to basically get ran through, do this, do that. But are these women doing these things? They're telling their fans to go do this and do that to these, but they're not doing this. They may have done it to get in the industry, but the shit that they're talking about, it makes you look like a super hoe, and that's liberating the women. Like, I guess, like the sexual liberation. Wanting to feel like what you perceive men to be. Like, men get to fuck around a lot and they never get judged for it. Some men get to fuck around a lot. Like, not every dude is winning. Like, if we're talking about like across the board, women have the sexual, like, it's easy. Like I've said 1,000 times, women can go lay in the middle of fucking I-10, right, and cock her fucking legs up. Somebody gonna stop in the middle of traffic and try to get that. If a man was to do the same thing, he's going to get ran over or arrested immediately. You feel me? So like, it's dudes who, there's a whole fucking term for them, incels. It's a lot of them, right? Motherfuckers, these are grown ass men, fucking incels, everything, not getting no action. It's average dudes who just not bagging a bunch. They may not be incels, they just not having that type of luck. Or, dudes who actually have committed and they're with their, like, but women just feel like, men are just out there going rampant and crazy. And but what it is, women only look like up in this direction. Like, they look up at an angle. Like, it's not like they're looking straight up like turkeys when it rains and they fucking drown themselves. They look at this. They look up at like at a slight angle. I don't know. It's not a 90-degree angle. Maybe it's like a 115-degree angle, right? We got like 100. Let me see how much of that is. Maybe a 90. Yeah, something like that. I don't know, maybe that might break your neck. I got to go up backwards. Anyway, but so what they're looking at when they see and they say, "Men get to do this, men get to do that," what they're imagining in their mind is like the men at the top of the food chain. You know what I'm saying? They're getting to do all this big and nobody says anything about it. Well, it's because, the women want the man at the top of the food chain and they're consistently throwing it. So like, but your man on average is not doing this. So this whole like idea of, sexual liberation and not being judged and all this, like, it's buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't want to be the gift, but then rewrap yourself and keep giving yourself to everybody and think it's going to be special. Like, men don't go into a situation like, we talk about who's the prize in here. And it's kind of a joke. It's not necessarily like a thing where it's like I'm the prize. You got to. It's speaking so like who's really benefiting who, but like when women go into a situation, if you talk about sex, like well, she feels like she's giving you a gift. She's opened her legs. I'm giving you this present. It's this glorious, amazing gift. Yeah, but the gift don't really work unless I bring the right tools. You know what I'm saying? You're giving me a gift, but the gift benefits more than I do, right? You feel me? Like you're actually getting, I'm not gonna say you're getting more enjoyment out of it than I am, but you're on the receiving. Like, so like that's why I don't get like, you know, well I gave you some pussy. Well, I gave you some dick. You have more orgasms than me. Like how does that benefit me? You know what I'm saying? Like how's that a win for me? Like what is special about that? You won more than I fucking did. So it's like the mentality that goes along with it, the mentality, especially like I say from the music, and it's almost like this shit is encouraging women to like to encourage the whole lifestyle to the like prostitution is cool now. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a thing that didn't used to be cool back in the day. Like nobody wanted to be the fucking the known as a school hoe or nothing like that. Now it's probably nobody wants to be known as the fucking school prude or some shit. Like it's all craziness. And the thing that makes me the most upset about it is, you know, when we have these conversations, we talk about music and shit, and you're like, well, you know, it's not me. It don't impact me. Well, yeah, you're grown. You know better. Like you should know better. But these, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, you know, whatever, even young, early 20, impressionable people don't fucking know better, right? Especially when you've been raised in a society that's giving you this fucking little digital box your whole fucking life, and you, since you were able to hold something in your hand, you've been looking at this shit and believing everything that comes out of it, right? That's why I feel like the future generation is fucked, you say? You know what I'm saying? Someone said they got a DM from a woman they didn't know. That's my man. I'm telling you, like, I'm not saying I did it, but I saw a thing that was, it's just I've seen some crazy shit. I need to start saving shit and like actually pulling up on shit so we just talk about it. I think that'll be cool. But like, you know, this chair getting squeaky and shit. So I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna fall off this bitch. But like my thing is just, I don't know, man. I don't feel like there's any going back to like the relationship that was, you know, man and woman. I think everybody accepting their roles. Like what happened is you had women who didn't get to capitalize on some of the benefits that other women did because they didn't want to kind of, you know, they didn't want to buy into that, you know, that traditional way of life, right? They didn't like it. They felt it was unjust and unfair, and they started convincing other women that shit too. And then more women started realizing, no, y'all sold us some wolf tickets. That shit you talking about is for the birds, you know what I'm saying? But at that point, it's too late. Now they out there convincing y'all that y'all hate men and all this. Who is what? Tommy Lahren talking about the shit? Oh, we know what that is. You know what I'm saying? It's shit. Yeah, we all know what that is. Look, ladies, when y'all start coming out talking about men ain't shit, we know what's going on, right? We as fellas, we know what's happening, right? Like we know that you just got your expectations demolished, you know, recently by something you thought was this and it wasn't. It turned out to be that, and so you know, for the moment, all men ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So we know, we get it when you're going through that. So I'm sure Tammy Lauren has just experienced not an audit. What's the word? Damn, what's the fucking word? Oh, God damn it. Maybe she just had her value appraised, and it wasn't as high as she anticipated. So, you know, things didn't work out for her the way that she expected. So poor kid. But you know, and that's my thing. Like I guess sometimes people, you know, get me misconstrued and they think that what I'm saying or what I'm doing is because I feel negatively about something. I don't feel negative about shit, honestly. I don't hate nothing. I don't hate anybody. Um, let me say it right. I don't hate anything. Because if I don't hate nothing, it's a different definition. So I don't hate anything. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate anyone. And so it's like, if I speak on things, it's honestly because I would like to see it improve, or whatever it may be, like the positive benefits, the positive aspects of it. Like, that's more so my concern about things. Like, I don't want to just talk about some shit just to shit on it. Usually. Yeah, most of the time. But like I said, 'cause I want, I do want things to be better. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to have some form of success. But I was talking about something. I ended up bringing it up on show. I might have brought it up in the Discord over the weekend because that's when I saw it. There's a guy out there named Dr. Rose, right? And Dr. Rose stumbled across this interview. Don't know how. Don't know why. And I'm like, look, I caught myself, and this is why I say I have to get back to taking things with the facts, not really leaning too much on just taking things as they are, not having not trying to put too much opinion in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think opinions can, or not opinions, but emotions. Emotion can get you killed. But Dr. Rose, right? Dr. Rose, I don't know how old he is. Dr. Rose is a rapper. He raps. Dr. Rose wears lots of jewelry, flashy. But Dr. Rose is also a dentist. Actually considered, one of the top dentists in his profession currently. Dr. Rose is from Oak Cliff, Dallas. If y'all know, then y'all know. But the thing that I like about Dr. Rose, and I guess you need more Dr. Rose. Dr. Rose is better than me. When we talk about people who get on, they get it, and they move on, right? And I'm not saying like I don't know where he lives. I'm sure he lives in a nice area. He's talking about he's making good money, He's a specialist and stuff like that. But he's just kind of talking about how, people see him with chains on and different things on, they think he's a clown or they think he's a joke or something like that. And from the thumbnail, like, I didn't really look into it. Like, I know what the text below it said. But, like, seeing it, like, I almost thought, like, he was kind of like, I immediately judged him, thinking, it's probably kind of one of them kind of shammy kind of guys or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, listening to him and what he had to say, man, not even that long. I mean, basically, like, when he got started speaking, you can tell it fucking Dallas accent. But what he was talking about and things he was saying, especially, familiar with it, like I said, I like to read a lot about, successful people and things. But like, he's using a lot of the same terms from things that I've come across. So you've heard other, people quoting. It's like, okay, well, what's going on? This nigga look hood as shit. And I had to think about it, right? I really had to think about myself and some of the thoughts that, and ways I've been thinking about things. Since lately, I've been kind of judgmental. I am very. And I was just like, damn, oh shit. Oh, son of a bitch. I fucking turned to see what the fuck that was. Was that Flash Cuccioli? That shit. Yes, I'm no white face. I was like, what the fuck? Um, appreciate the love. But like I say, it's just like, man, I'm judging this gentleman. This man has put in work to be one of the best in his profession, and I'm judging him, by how he chooses to dress in his off time. What he chooses to do in his off time. Now, and I've said this before, and I still believe this. I'm not saying that Dr. Rose is that this is any different, but stereotypes exist for a reason. They definitely do. But I gotta be better about myself and judging certain people for certain things. And so, but again, I'm not gonna be foolish and say I'm not gonna judge anybody because of your scenarios, your environments. But like the thing I think I was most kind of looking at myself was like I probably judged my interpretation of the quality of his work without ever seeing his work, without ever knowing what he was about, by seeing what he had on and somebody saying that he was a dentist. You know what I'm saying? I agree. People do judge people. I judge people. Like, I'm not gonna sit and say, "Oh, I've never judged anybody. I'm so neutral." But it's like, I think you can. I don't think prejudice is a bad thing. I think how you act on that prejudice is can be a bad thing because everybody's prejudging somebody. I mean, that's just what you're doing. Is anybody else? I ain't seen them calls come in. So. I gotta watch out for just Sarah. So my thing is just that, like, acknowledge people for what it is, but that's why I say, like, sticking to the facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you allow yourself to be, you'll start thinking and making stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Well, this person probably, this is probably, that's when you're no longer sticking to the facts. That's when you're no longer, that's when you're creating this shit. So, like, that's why I say I gotta get better about that. Like, so I was kind of disappointed in myself because, like I said, and then actually, went and just looking at what he does, and then, man, he's one of the best at what he does. Like, one of the best in the business. Now, again, like, and I judged him, I fell into a trap that I know a lot of people fall into. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think a lot of people may not look at it in the same light. I think most people, it's so natural to them, like, they don't even realize what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people, like, think about thinking. It sounds weird, right? Think about thinking. How do you do that? But like how do you respond? Like, do you ever pay attention to how you think about things or how you react to certain shit and why? And so I guess it can be a big time waster too, but. I mean, I do that from time to time, and I try to catch myself. Like, am I being fair to people? And fairness can be overrated, right? Like, it really can be. Because there's times I know people are not going to be fair to me. But I still try to extend that back. Like, it's big to be able to say, somebody say, well, I may not like him, I may not, fuck with this, that, or the third, but I can't say that, he was unjust or unfair or whatever. Like, you'll have to have a legitimate reason to not fuck with me. Like, that's cool. Like, you don't like my opinions, that's fine. I don't give a shit. That's fine. But, it won't be a situation where you can say, well, he just fucked me over and just, like, nah, man, like, that's like, I don't know. There's I guess some level of integrity that I have. Might not be a whole lot, there's a little bit there. You feel me? So there's that. So what? Somebody's taking away the stick of truth. Is that the stick we're talking about, ladies? So here's my deal, right? We are not quite at the 2-hour mark, but I know I've been ranting, rambling, and I wouldn't say I was spitting vitriol. I wasn't saying nothing too hateful. So, but this is what we're gonna do. y'all know how it goes. Usually at the end of the den, we're gonna slide into the voice chat, right? And I'm gonna congratulate myself when I get in there, and I'm gonna say, you know what it is. I had the perfect topic tonight. I don't think there's ever been a topic where not a topic where it was dealing with sex, not the act of sex, but dealing with the sexes, where I've received 100% agreements from the female population. So it's good to know that there is something that we can all agree on. I'm proud of myself. If this was like Xbox, like a little achievement would pop up right now. The little shit at the bottom of the screen would pop up because this was an achievement of epic proportion. It had a little diamond on it too because it was an achievement of epic proportion. So what we're going to do is slide into the Discord. If you care to join us in the Discord, we'll be in there. And yeah, I think we're just going to keep the conversation going. Whatever y'all feel like talking about tonight. May jump on cam in the Discord. Somebody, they may or may not be in here, got on camera last night. That was unexpected. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say what. But it was good to see y'all. So, again, hey, make sure you follow on all the proper social medias. Ed Honcho HTX, Ed Honcho HTX on the Twitter, Dencho Live on Facebook. If you hit that Dencho Live Instagram account, I don't use it. So it's active, it's there, but it just, everything is on Ed Honcho. It's just easier. Excuse me. Any other links that you may need to the channel, show, anything the Den Show related, available in the description below. I will put the link to the Discord in the description if you are in the chat here shortly if you need it. If you don't, well, meet me or beat me there. Don't meet me there. If you do, like I say, everybody's welcome to come join this conversation, come be a part of the conversation. And I don't know how to do. Let me just go ahead and boop, blippity bloop. Slide up in there right now. Get y'all this link. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I thank y'all for coming through tonight, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. And we're going to get back on the consistency train. Like I said, I know the last few weeks were kind of here and there, up and down or whatever. But, yeah. We're going to get back on it. Here's a link real quick for y'all. Bye. Make sure you're in the Discord. Chuck it up a deuce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Now they got to go home. I'm inviting you to come to the Discord, chop it up with your boy, live and direct. But you got to get the fuck out of here. Like right now, I ain't buying enough pizza for everybody. I ain't buying enough pizza, period. I ain't buying no pizza. What am I talking about? Let's get the fuck out of here.